All right, so in this one, what we're going to do is go ahead and in the previous video, I customized the nav bar. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put a carousel in there, and we're going to customize that. Okay, so I have the same basic thing where I have my container fluid here, and then I did a regular container for my not the liquid, not the fluid one. I just did a regular one. There's a row, and then one column, so it'll span across the whole way. And I'm just going to go ahead and put a carousel in there. So I'm just going to make sure again that, also obviously I have my Bootstrap already loaded up when I made the thing. So make sure in Bootstrap components, click on carousel, and it's going to make a carousel here. All right, so if we look at live, you'll see this is what it made. And it's fine, it's nice, it's clean, you know, it works. But it's not really necessarily, you know, it's default setting, so we need to switch some of that up. First and foremost, what you want to do is basically switch out the pictures. If you look right now, it's got these placeholder images here, which is good because I mean it lets us know that it's a carousel and all that, but we want to put our pictures in. So the easiest way to go about doing that is this. So you'll notice that we have there's this div that says carousel item. Well, this one says active, but carousel item, another carousel item, and another carousel item. So those are our images. Okay, so carousel item. I'm going to go ahead and just hit enter, enter, put a gap in there, and then put a gap between each one of these. Okay, let's see, where's this one at there? Okay, and the whole reason why I'm doing that is that way I can see that this is one item, this is one item, and this is one item. So each one of these are a slide. It just makes it a little bit easier. So you can see the thing above it says div class carousel inner. That's the actual carousel. And then each one of these says carousel item in it. Okay, so just make sure yours looks like that too. Alright, so to change the pictures, it's really easy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, where it says source, so it says img class, blah, 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 and it says source, I'm just going to grab all the stuff inside the quotes and hit delete. And then you should already have your pictures in your images folder on your Bootstrap site, right? So I have my Bootstrap site. You see it has its CSS and it has the JavaScript, and then I put some pictures in here of my images. Now, a couple things with these pictures, they should all be the exact same size. If you look when I click, they are all the same size. So some of them look like they're not. If you look at this one, it looks like it's not. It actually is. What it is that they actually have, what is this? Is that what I do to zoom in? There we go. If you actually look, whoa, okay, it's a little bit different on a PC. If you actually look, there's a little bit of a gap. I put gaps in between because these images were not the same scale as these. So make sure that you make sure they're all exactly the same size. All right, zoom this back out. All right, so you should have all your pictures the exact same scale. If they're different sizes, the thing's going to shift around, and I'm not going to be pleased, and it's going to make your site look bad. Okay, so make sure your pictures are in there. Make sure they're all the same size. You can see I named them in an orderly manner. That's not as necessary, but it makes it a little bit easier. So anyway, I'm going to delete that stuff, and I'm going to type in images, because that's where it is. You can see it's automatically coming up, images, and then I'm going to do photo 1. Boop, there it is. And then I'm just going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to remove all of the stuff inside the source and go images and photo 2. And then we're going to go into here, and I'm going to do images, and I'll do photo 3. Now let's say I want a fourth picture. It's only got 3. Real easy. I'm going to grab this one, that's just the last one, Control C or Command C, Control V, and paste it in there. Just because they already wrote the code, there's no need to rewrite it. So carousel item, blah, 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 and this time it's going to be photo 4, and I'll do a 5th one just for fun. Okay, we're having fun. I'm not having fun. Okay. Boop. Can't even say boop. That's how sick I am. We'll say it like that. Okay, and then this one will be number 5. All right. So now you'll see I have this. Now you'll see it says Alt. If you remember, that's what it says for if they have a screen reader. So you can change these. Probably should. So I could say, I don't know what the first one's a picture of. First one's a picture of this. I'm just going to remove them right now because I think it's just confusing to see them. but you should name yours, you know, to be ADA compliant, which is America for Disabilities Act or whatever. Okay, so I got each one of my pictures here, and you'll see if I go to live. Now if I click, you'll see I have 4 pictures, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it'll start at the beginning, or 5 pictures, I think, right? There's 5. All right, but one of the issues is, look, I only have 3 dashes. Okay, it's a little slow. I only have 3 dashes here, and these will work for the first 3, but then I don't have any of these for the other ones. All you got to do is you're going to go to up here where it says Carousel example indicators, and you see it's an ordered list, and they have one for each one of the things. And if you see, there's only 3. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this one, Control C, Control V, Control V, and we're just going to make sure everything's lined up, because I don't appreciate it when it's not lined up. And then this is going to be to 3, and this one's going to be to 4. Now you might be looking at it like, well, there's 5 pictures. It starts at 0. When you do code, normally when they do an array, which is what this is using through JavaScript, the first item is 0, and then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you have 5 pictures, it'll be 4. If you have 10 pictures, it'll be 9. But it's because it starts at 0. So the first picture is actually 0. So just be aware. But now if I go to live, you'll see, I don't know if you can see it, but I have that many dashes, so that's great. Yay. Now you might not want those at all. If you don't want the dashes, just scroll down here. If you don't want the dashes, just get rid of this whole section here, this ordered list. So I would just grab this ordered list and delete it, and if you look, it's gone. Okay. Personally, I don't think it's really necessary, but you can leave them in there or not. If you're doing 5 pictures, or you're doing, like, let's say you're doing more than 4 pictures maybe, you might not want them because they start to get unruly and you end up with a lot of them and it'll look a little boogered. So you might want to remove those. That's how you would do it. You would just take that ordered list that was here and hit delete, and voila, they are gone. Now, the other thing you might have noticed, we're just going to do the most obvious things first, is these slidings and these headings. Very easy slidings. These headings for each one of the slides, and then the information. Literally, you just change this, you know, so I'll just say picture, you know, 01, and then we'll call this picture 02. Picture 02, and then you would write your caption inside of this, and if you look, you'll see picture 02, and they'll line up with each corresponding image. Okay, I'm not going to write them all out because it's pretty self-explanatory. You would just do that. Now, if for some reason you wanted the color to be different, because you'll notice that it's white, and white generally kind of reads the best, but you can see, like in here, it's a little hard to read. You can change the color of those. So if you look, you can see the class is Carousel Caption. So I'm just going to go up here, make sure you have your style, and I'm going to enter a couple times. We'll start a new one, and it would be Carousel. I thought I was spelling that Carousel Caption, and I would just do color, and we'll just say black, just so you can see it, or bloke, whatever works for you. I'm sort of a bloke. And if I go live, you'll see that now that picture is black, or the text is black. And again, it kind of matters of what you're doing personally. So do a color that makes sense. It should be part of your color scheme. Don't just do black or white. Choose a color that matches what you're doing. But if you want to change the color, that's how you would do it. And you could also add other things like text shadows and all that other jazz to make it, you know, jazzy. Now, you might also want to change some other things. So one of the things I don't like about this is, see this big gray box here? Now, you may like it, you may not like it, but don't leave it gray. This default gray is kind of junky. It's actually really easy to fix. All you got to do is go down here, and you'll see where it says Style, Background Color, Gray. All you got to do is change it here. I could go, instead of gray, actually, hang on a second. That's very British of them. Yeah, because they did an E instead of an A. Anyway, so I could do pink, and then I go here, and woo, it's pink. So pretty. I could literally just take this out and go to live, and you'll see it's gone. Now, I don't have that background color. Or if you want to like just leave the option, another thing you could do, which is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to do RGBA, start with the parentheses, and I'm just going to go with white and take the alpha all the way down, click off, and now it will actually be transparent. The color is there, but it's a transparent color, so that way, if for some reason I want to change it later, I can do that, okay? So that works pretty good. Alright, so that fixes that issue. Now, the next thing you might want to do is this. If you look, you'll see my chevrons are gone, okay? Which are those little indicator, like little arrows almost. So you might want to use those, you might not. The problem is, again, it's kind of obvious that it's Bootstrap, so it's a good idea to basically change those. So to do that, we're going to go ahead. Now, you can use your own images if you wanted, but what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and change what they are all together, because one of the problems that we run into is we don't have control over the look of them, and we don't have control over the color. So now I can't even see it because my background color is white, and since those are white, it basically makes them invisible. So if I want to do black or something else, I can't do that. All right, so we do have options. So we're going to go ahead and use Font Awesome again. So I'm going to go over here to Font Awesome, and if you remember, we'll just go Font Awesome. You start using free, and then you would want to copy this code. So I clicked on Start Using Free, hit the little clipboard, and then at the very top of my code here, come on, says it's on code. Oh, okay. Code, there it goes. All right, at the very top, I just want to make sure I paste it, and I already pasted it. I pasted it right here, Control V. All right, so now you can see it's a style sheet, and it's going to Font Awesome, so on and so forth. And now I have the opportunity to utilize these. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to look up left. Okay, and we're going to click on free because I'm not paying for nothing. My mom didn't raise no food. And then we can see there's some options here. Now you could use other things because toilet obviously matches left for some weird reason. And then toilet paper. You know what? I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with toilet and toilet paper. So we're going to click on toilet, because to me that makes me think left. I'm going to click on the little thing here to copy it, and then inside of here I'm going to go down, and we're going to go to where those are. So the controls for left and right are actually right down here, and it's this thing right here. See where it says span, carousel control, previous icon, blah 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 blah. I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. Okay, take a look at what I'm grabbing here. It's basically after the A, and I'm going to paste my toilet in there. And if I go to live, you can't see it, but it's there. It's so much there. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and grab the toilet paper for going to the right. All right, so obviously you'd have to have a left arrow and a right arrow, so this won't be too much different. But obviously toilet paper means going to the right. I don't know why they put that in left, because that doesn't make any sense. And then I'm going to look for the next span that says that's after the next href, which is this one right here. So I'm going to grab this. You can see it says control next icon. The other one said previous. I'm going to grab that, delete it, and I'm going to paste the toilet paper one in there. Alrighty. Now what I want to do is I have those in there, but I want to actually be able to see them, because by default apparently they're white. And you can see, oh, right there. But it's really small and it's really white, so that's no good. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here, and I'm just going to go ahead and select them. Alright, so if you remember, there was a class on them, so we have to do it for each one. So it's fa toilet. So I'm just going to grab this, fa toilet. I'm going to Command C or Control C, depending on what computer system you're using. And we do dot, and then Control, not that, sorry, Control V, fa toilet, like that. And we're going to do color. And I'm going to do brown because it's a toilet. Because why not? Because I can. And if you look, there it is. That is the not looking brown. Looks like, that's not even maroon. That's like red. Alright, so there's the toilet on that side. This one's still white. So what I'm going to do is, instead of making two rules, I'm just going to add it to this one. So I'm going to do comma, fa, oops, got to do dot first. Dot, fa, toilet paper. And if I go live, there it is. Yes, so I got a previous and next. Now, one of the problems I'm having with this, and I had it with the hamburger up there, and I was an idiot. I can't just change the size. These are actually treated as fonts. That's why it's called Font Awesome. So I have to change the font size. So these are too small. So besides brown, I'm going to go ahead and do font hyphen size, and we will do, let's do 3EM. Okay, so that's basically it's 3 times the default. And there you go. Woo! And they work great. And everybody understands exactly what these mean. You know, there's like little dots too. Well, I guess it's the perforated edge. Anyway, so that's the thing that happened. Now, if you don't want these captions, because I don't generally like them, you would just go down and where it says this caption carousel thing here, or the carousel caption, I'm just going to delete it. So basically, each item is just going to have this image. So I'm going to get rid of this caption, and I'll get rid of this caption. Let's see. Let's clean this up a little. Oops, not like that. Oh, I must have missed a little. There we go. And we'll go like that. And then we'll go like this. And I'd actually rather that this was inside of it, so you can tell that the image is inside of that div. So I'm just going to go through to each one. It's just cleaner, right? Because we want to make the code as easy to see. Okay. So I got rid of all those, and now you'll see I don't have my captions anymore. And voila. So, but I do got my toilet paper. Got all the things I wanted. All right, so that's the way that you would basically format the carousel. Make sure, obviously, that the sizing is what you want and what have you. And you'll notice, too, what's cool is that when you make this small enough, those will actually kind of collapse in for you, and which is great. And they make them transparent, so that is so not brown. That's why you don't like to write the color. You're better off actually picking it with a color picker, because somebody's colorblind. These are not appropriate. All right, so anyway, there you go. So that should help you with that part.